And it's Gordo here from Gordo's Games, and we are back for some more content this evening. This morning, I keep doing this. I guess it depends on my target audience right now. So wherever you are, whatever time it is for you works. But we are for another deck profile. This is a Marvel Snap deck profile. We will be seeing gameplay to go along with these decks as I go along. I am just trying to find the time to get all those out with it. Overall, let me know what your thoughts are. If there's any way I can make these deck profiles any more intuitive or basically tailored to make it so you can actually see some of the thought process that goes into it. Once I get a bit of time to do that, I will start trying to make these things more elaborate. For the time being, I'm just going to try and get the content out there to you, and you can help me tailor it to suit you all best. But if you do like the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications so you know when this content goes live for you. Let's get into it. So our profile today is the big bad boogeyman, Galactus. The reason why I'm doing a profile for this one is because I've been playing this one a little bit recently, and I found it to be doing quite well. And it does incorporate one of my favourite archetypes, as well as one of my cards that I really wish could do more. It's just it's not something you have to dedicate to it, unfortunately, and that's Nimrod for me. So let's get into it. Galactus. Galactus, first of all, on reveal, if you're winning this location and this is your only card here, destroy all other locations. So obviously this is been changed from the old 6-2 it used to be, where as long as it was the only one, you could still win it, but you have to be winning here. So they have given this a slight up, but at the same token, it still can take games. I have done it many times in this past week. One of the ways to do that is by hindering your opponent with things like Green Goblin, Hobgoblin, stuff like that. But let's kick into the actual profile. So we have Nova. So we are playing Destruction here, so this just allows this to give us that a little bit extra ramp. When this is kind of destroying, your cards get +1 power. Obviously, if we're destroying things with Galactus, this can proc and give you that additional 1, so you're making it 8, which can sometimes sway the game. But at the same token, it's also there to hit out Wolverine, out Nimrods, Bucky Barnes. So we're playing into the Galactus side of things, but we also play the Destruction side of things. So if we are in a position where we don't see the Galactus, so we have got the destroy side of things, this becomes a 2/6. So it's a nice way just to get additional ball presence on there and a decent body. Because if you carnage into this, you at least having 10 on that spot alone. Moving into carnage, your best way to delete things early, just to eat fodder. So if you have any, you see Nova or you see Bucky Barnes, you can just use them, get some little ramp going, destroy some stuff. Wolverine, again, another one that you want to destroy as often as you can, because it'll just keep pinging around the board. It's a great little card for that. If Galactus destroys the zones, it will start pinging around until it ends up in that zone, which is nice. And if you do it from the far left and it does go middle and then you're in right, it's great, because you then get the +4 power in total. Things like Green Goblin here. Green Goblin is on reveal, your opponent gains control of this. It is a -3. So it's just an early way just to try and put their zone behind. And if you do see them filling up a particular spot, like say with Angela's or with a Invisible Woman, it's nice to just throw in there just to hinder that spot a little bit. So either they can't fill it completely, or just to generally lower them down so you can try and take the win on that zone alone. I have done it to Ultron players before, where they've gone Blue Marvel, Patriot, and the last one's going to be an Ultron, and I've just threw this down so they have no more space for it. Venom, Destruction card again, depending on where we're at. So if you've gone Bucky Barnes and Carnage, you've got 10 there, you can get Venom, got up to 13, so you've got a decent body overall. Deathlock again for the Destruction side of things. This one's okay to go with Bucky Barnes, because generally you don't want to use Venom to destroy a 2/1 Bucky Barnes, because you're only going to get 1 from it. So going into like Bucky Barnes or Wolverine on a spot and then a Deathlock is nice, because you don't lose out from there. Wolverine's going to come back and it's going to give you +2. Bucky Barnes to a 2/6, and it's a 3/5 stat line, so it's a decent stat line. So we do run the Shuri. Shuri is there to buff up realistically your Nimrod, so that you can play it down in one location and then you can go access another. If that doesn't work, one thing I do like to do is I like to Shuri the Hobgoblin, make it a -16 and throw it over their side. Just be mindful when doing this, it's not an overfill zone, or they're not playing something like bounce, because they will fill that zone quicker than you can throw this over there. Then you end up yourself with a -16. Yes, I have done this. I have been the culprit of this as well. But yeah, otherwise you go Shuri, you go Nimrod. This becomes a 12. Galactus at 1 point, and then you can just start pinging those 12 Nimrods around. If that doesn't work, let's say you've got a Boogie Barnes down on one area, Nimrod, you can then just go ahead and go Destroyer. So Boogie Barnes, Wolverine, Nimrod, you go Destroyer. Boogie Barnes turns into a 2/6, Wolverine pings around the board, and Nimrods just go everywhere. So there are alternative play lines to this. Reason I started playing this, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, is because I got this one and I really like this Destroyer artwork. Is one of my favorites, to be honest. Still need to get myself a variant for Galactus. This was one of my first ones I pulled from just a random cache. Back in the days of like when I was first grinding out this game. But let me know your thoughts on the deck. If you do enjoy the profile, if you do have any comments on the deck or how it can change and improve it, or think of ways to help me get to Infinity, because at the moment I'm in the Infinity grind, and we're in like hell on that point. So let me know in the comments your thoughts, opinions, and if you do like the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications so you know when this content goes live for you, and I will catch you next time.